I'm in a place I wanna be. I'm fighting things no one can see. Why are they still here?
Oh, hey guys.
Hey.
Whoa. What's up?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Fit Show. I'm John.
I'm Jeff.
Welcome back. We were just checking something down there.
Yeah.
So how's it going this week, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Fit Show.
Excited to be here.
Here from the Fit Show Kitchen.
We got all kinds of fun stuff coming up today.
Yes, we do. But we're going to start with the two things we have to do every week. Number one, we have to thank our sponsor, Nantucket Vineyard. And we're going to pour some wine to start the show.
I was going to say, we should thank them by drinking some of their delicious wine.
I think that is a wonderful thing to do.
What are we drinking today?
By the way, you should get your Fit Show wine glasses. Today, we are drinking a Chardonnay, a Nantucket Vineyard Chardonnay, because we're making a chicken meal today.
Mm-hmm.
So,
something nice, yeah.
The Chardonnay should go nicely. And I'm pouring a third glass for our guest who will be on the show in just a few minutes. You know, as usual, let me just sort of, there you go, Jeff.
No, we got a, hefty pour there. Hefty pour.
Hefty pour. What is this, a garbage can? Might as well just finish this out, huh?
Oh, there we go. Beautiful. And secondly, less fun, but also important. We want to make sure that we let you guys know that we are not professionals. This is our disclaimer. We're here to share our opinions, and we're here to learn, just like you guys are. But you guys should always make sure you consult your doctor before you start any type of nutritional plan or any type of workout plan. Make sure you're healthy enough to do what you want to do.
Yes, because the last thing we want is you to do something that's not healthy for you. The whole point of this show is for us all to learn together how to eat healthy, how to work out, how to be healthy, how to take your life as the long haul. It's not, looking just till tomorrow. It's hopefully we're all going to be here for a very long time. So we want you to do the right things when we tell you every week to work out, we tell you every week to eat healthy. Make sure that it's foods that are good, that work with your body, the workouts that work with your body, that you're not doing anything that's, if you've got a bad back or if you've got a heart condition, make sure that everything is cleared by your doctor before you start doing it. Let me see that. This agenda over here. I want to thank last week's guest, Ryan White, from Hero Training. He was awesome last week. He was so much fun. And he's also our workout of the week this week on Thursday. After feeding him a good meal here at the Fit Show Kitchen, he took us to his gym and kicked our ass. It was awesome. So it was a lot of fun, though.
I got to hit stuff again. I haven't done that in a long time. It was fun.
You got to hit a lot of things. How was your week?
My week was good.
First off, welcome to week number 4.
We made it.
Cheers.
Here we
it's
are.
Our first month.
So it was a holiday week.
I'm trying to get this
as we know,
so I can be part of it. So how was your week? Tell everybody.
So we, it was the holiday week. It was there was a lot of food involved, but I was trying to keep it on the down low with the snacks and the pies and the brownies, and I think that I made some good choices. I got on the scale today and I was at 275. So that's 2 pounds up from last week.
That's okay. That's still 10 pounds down from where you started.
Right. And so we're looking at this camera now.
Yeah.
So we.
We realize every week. I told you last week. Every week, a little bit better, a little bit more. We got a whole production team behind the scenes now. So you know what? Let me do this. Let's just show everybody how good we're. This is our set now. You think we're standing here? This is we got a production team back here. What's up, guys? Are you live? Is this active? Say hi, everybody. Hi. That's Traciano. That's Laureen.
Hi.
Oh, don't fall.
So we're growing here at the Fit Show. So anyway, holiday. But you're still 10 pounds down. There was a little slip. There was a lot of food.
Right, and so we we made some good choices. Like I said, usually on Thanksgiving I would be going after the pie and the brownies and the desserts, and I would be hitting the cheese table hard before dinner even started. And so I avoided those things, and I think I did pretty good. I stuck with with the turkey and potatoes and try to eat the better stuff on the table. So.
Awesome.
So 2 pounds, but you know, I'm ready to get back in the gym and get rid of those again.
And that's, you know, that's also too, you know, I know you had a few days off from the gym.
Right.
And I know I had a few days off from the gym. So, you know, that's also water weight. That you know, we're not sweating that out.
Right.
It's 2 pounds is not bad considering the kind of weekend that it was.
I was expecting it to be more because I probably ate at least 2 pounds of just turkey alone.
Yeah. I did a similar. I peripheraied the dish. I enjoyed some appetizers, which I haven't been doing lately. I enjoyed some appetizers, and then I peripheraied the dish. So I took my dish and I did all my sides around the outside, and I only left myself a little circle for the turkey. So the amount of turkey that fit in the middle wasn't a lot. And on the outside, you know, it was the sweet potatoes and some corn, which corn's a throwaway veggie, but it was Thanksgiving. But when I think when you periphery the dish, and Stretch and I talked about this on the nutrition show last week, if you kind of periphery the dish and eat from the inside out, you're eating the turkey first and getting a little bit full before you get to finish all of the maybe bad, not so good veggies on the outside.
Right.
But you're still kind of getting all of it.
Yeah.
And I did okay. I mean, I went through the week, and I do a weigh-in every Saturday. My weigh-in a week and a half ago, and then midweek I actually dropped on Wednesday to 138 and change.
Wow.
From 141 and a half. And then by Saturday I was 141 even, so I actually went down, and then I went up to 146 after Thanksgiving. And then by Saturday I was back to 141. So I actually netted a half a pound loss for the week. And that's simply my metabolism. My metabolism is really fast at this point. Right. This week's meal. Well, first off, thanks again for coming back. If you've got anything, please chime in. Ryan, thank you for watching, Ryan. It was a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, we want to hear your comments, guys. We want to hear questions. Once we get our guest on the show this week, you know, if you guys want to talk to him about anything, he's here to answer your questions. Yep. We can try to answer, or you know. So we want your input. Get in on it.
This week we are cooking a sizzling cheesy chicken. So it's a nice healthy chicken breast. It's going to have a little bit of cheese on top, but cheese is fine. There's nothing bad with cheese. People will tell you stay away from cheese, but it's got fats in it. It's no carbs. It's very keto friendly if you're a keto person. And we are doing sautéed carrots and cauliflower mash because I want to mash potatoes to go with the chicken, but we want to be healthy, so we're making a cauliflower mash. So I want to get I want to kind of start cooking. So to help us today. To help us cook today, to help us educate everybody today, I want to introduce to you guys, and you met him on last week's weekly workout, but today you're going to meet him here live, Mr. Nick Sarruda from Crossfit South Shore.
How we doing, guys?
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming on, bud.
Thank you.
As you can see, he's a short guy like me.
We should have had him come up from under the counter, too.
Over here.
So welcome to the Fit Show. Cheers.
Cheers.
We do a lot of this, as you've seen already.
I'm all right with that. I'm okay with that.
That works.
So tell us about yourself. I know we kind of did a little bit on the weekly workout, but let's give the people the history.
Sure. Well, I'm 22. I'm a young business owner. I'll be 23 in a week. So 1 week to go before I'm 23, and then they say no one likes you when you're 23, but we'll see.
Well, we don't either, really. I don't like you only because you're tall, good-looking, and have great hair. That's 3 strikes right there for me.
So you don't like me either?
I never liked you.
So sorry, young business owner, yeah?
Young business owner. I have a lot of different hobbies. Most of them having somewhat to do with working out or something to do with fitness. When I'm not at the gym, I'm usually hiking, kayaking, going to the beach, something active, usually. Or, every once in a while, staying in, watching some Shameless or Netflix.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Now, you just bought your gym.
Yeah, it's got my first month under my belt.
That's awesome. Because I know when we were there for the weekly workout, we were like, oh, so how long have you had the gym? And he's like, 3 days. And we're like, oh, hey, all right then.
Yeah, you guys were.
How's the first month? How's it been?
It's been good. Yeah, the business is good. A lot of it is just maintaining long-standing relationships. It's because I've worked there for a long time.
Right.
Making sure people are happy. Kind of getting the ground floor It's making sure it's stabilized, and everyone really likes what's going on.
Nice. All right. I'm going to pull a bowl out here just for, we're going to get started cooking.
Oh.
This bowl is going to be the peeling bowl. Jeff.
That's a nice bowl.
Would you like to do cauliflower or carrots today?
Carrots.
You would like
I'm
to
a
do
carrot
carrots.
man.
Okay, so
I
Jeff,
love me some carrots.
About
Whatever you like.
2/3 of those carrots, what you're going to do, you're going to peel them. Just kind of get the outside off. And then once you get it peeled, you're going to just slice them into nice little... You can peel all your peels in there. And then what we'll do with the peels is we can make a doily. Or we'll use it for something later on.
Knit them into a sweater.
Yes. How are you with a knife?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, okay.
Cut myself once or twice.
We'll give you this big one. What you're going to do, sir, is you're going to take this cauliflower. You're basically going to cut all the florets off of it. So just kind of cut it in half. Just kind of peel
Like I'm making like broccoli.
Yeah. Kind of like you're doing that. Yes, sir.
John, what are you going to be doing?
I'm going to grab another big pot. I should have had this pot out beforehand, but I'm going to grab this big pot here.
I feel like I'm going to be learning a lot about cooking. Maybe I'll actually get good at it someday.
Well, if you've noticed on the first few weeks, I do most of the cooking. Jeff does a lot of the preparation. And that's just because I love to cook. I've been cooking for a very long time, and it's one of my favorite things to do.
I'm known as a very messy cook.
Perfect.
You're a very
That's
messy
all right.
cook?
Which I think is the sign of a good cook. But
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, that's like one of the calling signs of a good cook. You get creative. You
Right,
know?
exactly.
So your gym is in Hanover,
Hanover, Mass.
right?
Yes.
And it's a CrossFit gym.
Yep.
And tell us a little bit about some of the programs that you have going on over there.
We have a lot of different programs. The programs, usually we have a new program starting up every 6 weeks or some type of beginner program, whether it's a 21-day challenge or, let's say, a 6-week boot camp. So there's usually some sort of challenge going on in that direction to get new people into the gym and, get them kind of a pressure-free experience of CrossFit, right?
Right.
And then on top of that, we have our usual programs going on, CrossFit Light, regular CrossFit classes, and our barbell club, kind of ranging in people with experience to little experience to kind of get,
Get these chunks off. We'll put them
a good mix of everything.
Right.
So
CrossFit Light, is that now more beginner style, or is that?
yeah, it's just people who, maybe haven't been doing it for as long or have some more limitations, so they need extra attention. Not that you wouldn't get in class, but it's like, hey, right off the bat, we're scaling things more, we're making sure it's more easily accessible for everybody.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yep.
I like that. That sounds like it would be up my alley. Getting started.
You might be a great addition to the next CrossFit Light.
Awesome. And what about some of your personal? I know you talked about you like to be active and outdoorsy, but what's kind of your philosophy? Just as a regular dude, what do you? I can't talk.
Are we talking training? Or are we talking
just overall
everyday life?
Everyday life, as far as just staying healthy. I mean, like I said, you talked about being outside, but what do you focus on? Nutrition, working out? I mean, obviously a little bit of everything.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, nutrition's always been a real big thing for me since a young age. Mm-hmm. When I was very young, I was definitely the fatter kid in the school.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You might not believe it, but I was the chubbiest growing up,
really?
and trying to make weight for football teams was always hard, and so I'd always be cutting weight or trying to shed some unwanted pounds so I could get better at my sports.
Yeah.
So I just started picking up nutrition tips from a young age and reading online, forums, whatever I could get into from a reliable source that would help increase my knowledge base. So
that's awesome. I didn't realize that that you had kind of gone through that struggle.
Oh yeah.
Looking at you now, you would never know.
Yeah. Right? Especially since you're only 22, so it's not like it was all that long ago.
Right.
So now what I'm going to do, Nick just finished cutting up the florets for the cauliflower. I'm going to put them, I've got water that's getting ready to boil with some salt in it, and I'm going to put these in there until they get soft, because we're going to mash them up in a little while. Now, actually, Carl asked a question online. It says, CrossFit seems intimidating. What would you say to someone who's never tried it?
I would say it's just like everything, When someone tells you they want you to start meditating 3 times a week, that's a very intimidating goal.
Right.
And the first step is to just maybe take on 5 minutes, right? Or 20, 30, just once a day. Once a week. So I'd say it's just starting really small, going to your first class, not even going to your first class, calling the owner, sitting down, having a talk with them, even a talk over the phone. That's really your first step. The hardest part's getting through the door. Yeah. Once you're through the door, that's when kind of you realize, oh, it's just a normal gym. You know, we're just really hitting other workouts. There's people here just like me.
Right.
So that's when that kind of starts to set in.
And I can tell you, Carl, from experience working with Nick, you know, that I was intimidated, to be honest with you, going into CrossFit because, you know, you see things online and you see videos of people doing these like really intense workouts. So I didn't know what to expect, especially being someone that's new to getting back into shape. And you made it really easy, and I really enjoyed the workout. Yeah, it was cool because it was a lot of things that I wouldn't have thought to do before, you know. And, and so I think that's what's really appealing about it is that it's not just going in and, you know, pumping
in the machine
sets on the machine. You know, it was interesting.
Would you pass me some of those carrots? I'll start cutting them.
These ones, yeah. So there was, you know, it looks intimidating, but honestly, I had a blast, and I would definitely do it again. So if it's something you're thinking about, definitely go check it out.
Here's one thing about this show for me with CrossFit that has been changing my opinion. Anybody who knows me, anybody who's watched my Facebook for a long time, anybody who's watched my fitness journey, will tell you that I'm not a CrossFit fan.
They're out there.
But I'm not a... Let me rephrase it, and I always have to kind of quantify it. I'm not a CrossFit fan. I'm a bad coach fan. And the problem I always had with CrossFit was that I thought the education level of a lot of the coaches wasn't quite there. Look at him go. And because everybody I'd ever known who did CrossFit got hurt. And doing this show and meeting more and more CrossFit owners, I'm finding that the education level on the owners that we've been meeting at least has been fantastic, and that they coach well, and that they know their stuff, and that they're teaching. We've watched them with their own members, and that they're teaching their members the correct way to do things in correct form. Where I've always, you know, there were boxes that I had friends go to where they came out hurt.
Right. I think you contribute a lot of that to just the care, you know?
Right.
A lot of times what makes a good coach and a bad coach might just be the care at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, who actually generally cares and is in the business for the right reasons.
It can be said for anything. There's no aspect of fitness where you're not potentially going to get hurt. You know, and it wasn't for me. And I'm a cross-training guy, too, which is very close to...
Yeah, I see a lot of your workouts. They look like stuff we're doing every day.
Look at these guys are. I've never seen a carrot that skinny before.
Yeah, my workout...
If I peel it, it's going to be gone. It's going to be gone.
Well, then be very gentle, Jeffrey. Hold it gently in your hand.
Easy does it.
Nice carrot, nice. Oh, did I distract you? Sorry.
That Chardonnay is getting Jeff a little bit.
I'm going to need a little more just to deal with it today. And yeah, so you've seen my workouts. My workouts are very, very similar, but it was always about the form. And you know, it's been wonderful meeting guys like you who are changing my mind on what CrossFit's about.
That's good.
You know, and I mean that in the greatest of ways because I always liked what I thought the workout was. It was always just that one aspect of it is what turned me off to it.
As it should. I mean, staying healthy should be everybody's priority when you're training, right?
Yes.
The goal of training is we want to be training for, like you were saying earlier in the show, years. We don't want to just be healthy for a week. We want to be healthy for a lifetime.
Right. It's about longevity.
Right. So if your training is getting you injured, then obviously that's not what we're looking for. But if your training is instead working around injuries or preventing injuries, then you know you kind of have something that you can work with, and that could last a lifetime potentially.
So somebody comes into your gym, and not the workout portion. You take a look at them, and they obviously need to lose a little weight and get back into shape, and they haven't worked out in a while. They're coming from a very sedentary life.
Right.
What's the first nutrition aspect of what you bring to them that you tell them is the thing they need to change most? Typically.
My first thing is usually reducing refined carbohydrates. I think for most people, it's the most doable.
I knew that one was going to fall.
It's the most doable for, I think, a lot of people. It's the most accessible, as in affordable for a lot of people.
Define.
So refined carbohydrates.
Refined carbohydrates.
We're talking about kind of the sugary bad guys that most people would think about when they're thinking about cutting carbs and stuff like that.
Right.
Breads,
sodas,
candy, exactly. You know, you can kind of group sugars into this as well. But
yeah, sugars get a bad rap, though.
Right. But anything that's not probably grown from the ground or you find in the ground, all right? Those are refined carbohydrates we want to get rid of. I'd even throw white potatoes in there.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
If we can,
I still eat a lot of white potatoes. Not a lot, but I
Right.
still eat white potatoes. I just don't fry them. I bake them.
and it's not. Is it the majority of your carbohydrates?
No.
Right. So like I would say reducing refined carbohydrates. So people that are having a sandwich every day for lunch, well, it's a lot of times just getting rid of that bread has now all of a sudden they've lost 5 pounds.
I don't know what I'm doing over here today. I'm just dropping everything.
So I like to start there, and then we'll go to limiting some sugars.
Okay.
The guy who's getting 3 sugars in his coffee every morning, right? You can cut out the sugar right there, and then again, same thing. Maybe we lose 5 pounds right off the bat.
Right.
So just starting with limiting the bad stuff, the stuff that's going to cause inflammation in your body, the stuff that's going to make you probably mentally not want to work out. Whereas if you're eating a lot of carbs and sugars, your body's going to start slowing down, and when you have to think about that workout at 3 o'clock and you're thinking about your workout, you're like,
Yeah.
maybe I'll just pass.
It's funny. I keep saying this on the show, but I've been trying to listen to my body more, you know, and I noticed that around Thanksgiving, you know, obviously there was more potatoes and more carbs and not necessarily the stuff that I've been trying to eat over the past month, but I noticed that I felt more sluggish. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Everybody, you know, the tryptophan is that word that comes up like, you know, only around Thanksgiving.
Right,
you know?
right. No one's heard of it until Thanksgiving. It pops around. Everyone's like, what's that word?
Everybody.
I've cut up some of those.
But you know that might account for being sleepy immediately after the meal. But then I still kind of feel a little bit like, you know, because I had a couple of days of just, you know, junk and not being in the gym. So
yeah, I mean, it causes an insulin spike in your body, which is going to cause inflammation in your body, and really, the more we can limit that, the more, especially when you're first starting out, that's really going to work in your favor, because your workouts are going to feel easier, you're going to recover faster, just simply by changing your diet.
Right. Now, insulin, that's something that's come up with some of the nutrition, your Wednesday shorts.
Yes.
Right.
Well, a lot of people misunderstand how eating and insulin are connected and how they affect your body, and how regulating your insulin is vitally important to not only being healthy, but watching your weight.
Of course.
Well, you know, a lot of people instantly, insulin, diabetes, but that's not what it's really about.
That's where my brain goes. I've never really thought about insulin before, in terms of just like general nutrition.
Right. Well, when people talk about limiting sugars and carbs and carb timing or carb cycling, really they're kind of specifically hitting at that, or at least getting at it in some direction where they're kind of speaking to that and how you can create a more favorable response in your body by changing certain things.
And we talked about it last week, is intermittent fasting. And intermittent fasting, I think, is vitally important to losing weight, especially to someone, you know, and one of the things we talk about is also level of fitness. Mm-hmm. Getting off the couch to being able to move versus being a competitive athlete. Now, I'm an endurance guy. Jeff's an MMA guy. You own a gym and you're a CrossFit guy. Our fitness levels, you know, we're working to get Jeff back to his MMA level, where he can go back into an MMA gym or his karate and functionally work out at that level again.
He'll be there.
We're not looking for him just to get off the couch. That's a different plan.
Of course.
But I think when you're trying to lose weight, intermittent fasting is vitally important, no matter which one you're doing. Number one, because it helps regulate your insulin, dramatically helps regulate your insulin. But the other thing it does too is it cleans out your body on a cellular level. It helps your body get rid of the dead cells, get rid of the bad cells, get rid of all of the junk that you accumulate over the day. Like, for instance, drink a glass of wine. This is going to stay with you a little bit. When I fast tonight, like I stop eating at 9 o'clock and I don't eat till noon the next day, it gives my body time to clean. It gives your body on a cellular level time to make things right again, back to normal, back to a good place, and set you up for the next day. So I think no matter what your fitness level is, and no matter what fitness level you're striving to get to, intermittent fasting, at least at the very beginning, should be part of it to help you lose the weight. The beginning of it you're going to lose, everybody says the water weight. But essentially, as your body kicks the metabolism up, it's going to burn all the extra fat cells. And you're going to drop a bunch of weight right away. As you start to lean down, it becomes harder, and you want to make sure not to cannibalize your muscle. You want to stay working on your fat. So you've always got to watch your insulin, because your insulin levels directly affect how your body burns fat.
Yeah, I'm learning stuff already.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to intermittent fasting. I've actually done it myself before. I've done it where I've did it every single day of the week. I've done it where I've
those in there. I'm going to start to sauté those.
Specifically stayed with it on weekends only. I've kind of played around with it on and off for a while, and I think it is effective. But sometimes for the guy just coming out on his couch, it could be a bit much to throw at them. Where just starting to make better decisions, then maybe intermittent fasting, something like that would be a good second step.
Right. Yes.
Where a lot of people are going to lose, like you were talking about, water weight, but also like an additional 10 pounds from just making better decisions, eating more vegetables like carrots, cauliflower.
Right.
Those things are going to help people who really are looking to kickstart things lose a lot of weight right at first, and then throw something like intermittent fasting on top of it. That's how you can start to talk about changing a lifestyle, because really what you want to do is change your lifestyle, change your diet forever, not just for 6 months, 3 months.
And that's the thing. I had that discussion with somebody the other day online, actually. And I understood her point of view, but she was talking about that she wanted to go and do the Atkins diet again. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to eat this carrot. Her statement to me was, I'm going to go back and do Atkins again. I did it before and lost 90 pounds, but I put all the weight back on.
Right.
And that's not the first person to say that. In fact, I get yelled at on a regular basis for being too blunt with people about diets like that. Somebody about a month ago said to me, I got to get back to losing weight. I did the Atkins and it was great. I lost 20 pounds, but I put it back on. That's because education.
Of course.
The Atkins diet hands you a box. Here's some protein bars. Here are some shakes.
Look at that.
Here's this.
Teamwork.
Here's
Makes
that.
the dream work.
Here's a meal.
Chef points this one up too.
But they don't educate you on why you're eating that meal. They give you a meal in a box and go, eat this. They give you a shake in a carton and go, drink this. But there's no education to it. So you do your Atkins. And at the end of that Atkins, you've lost all the weight. But you don't know anything more than you did when you started the Atkins.
Yeah.
So because you didn't change your lifestyle, you simply ate what you were given, people tend to go back to their lifestyle. And that lifestyle is what put the weight on in the first place.
Of course. Of course. I think a big part of that, too, is also starting to introduce to people distinguishing what is a starch, what is a non-starch. So when you're, consuming carbohydrates, you can make smarter decisions that way as well. You want people to be able to, maybe do a nutrition plan with you and sit down and calculate macros, but you want them, once they're done or they say they move, I want them to still have this information to be better off on their own.
And that's the whole thing. The biggest thing, and we preach it every week on the show, is education.
So let's talk about the starches versus non-starch, because maybe that's something that I'm not too familiar with either. So explain that a little bit.
So it's actually again relating to insulin spiking. Mm-hmm. So non-starches we're thinking of foods that are usually leafy greens. Mm-hmm. Some squashes, like some squashes are starches, some squashes are non-starches, but most like cauliflower, vegetables that are like green in nature or they're going to have less insulin spikes, so they're non-starches. Gotcha. Usually more watery, fibrous. Gotcha. Those are big indicators that it's a non-starch.
Okay.
Asparagus, broccoli,
right.
Celery.
That makes sense.
Then starches are sweet potatoes, rice, white potatoes, anything that is maybe going to get you more into that insulin spike, usually associated more with that tired feeling after lunch. Those are what we're thinking of when we're thinking of starchy carbs.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's really the key is just finding the right balance of having more non-starch than starch. Starch isn't bad, but you just want a little bit of it. What we recommend is usually enough to like fuel your efforts or however much you need to still feel like you're gaining energy in the gym and you're recovering properly. Actually, I remember listening to John, I think it was maybe last week, saying he cut out all his carbs and he was getting injured.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe just enough that that's not happening. You're recovering well.
Right.
Because I wasn't fueling correctly. I said it last week too, that carbs are right now. Carbs are now energy. A carb is a straight, I make this because I think it's what people understand.
I love the
Carb is a straight tube energy. In other words, you take it in, it goes, and it's gone.
Right, you're going to start burning.
Now, here's where carbs spread out. We said it last week, too. You are on your way to work, and you have a 9-to-5 job where you're going to sit at a desk, and you stop at Dunkin' Donuts. You get a coffee with 3 sugars. You get a bagel with bacon, egg, and cheese on it. You get hash browns. Then you go sit at your desk, and those carbs come in.
Oh, yeah.
But you're not giving them anything to do. Well, once they hit the bottom of that pipe, and it's closed because you're not busy, they spread out. And then you wind up putting on weight.
Yeah. You end up with a spare tire. That's just in case I get a flat.
Yeah. So carbs are fine if you're going to use them. Now, right now, take your carbs on the way to the gym. You're going to go for a long walk. Take something with carbs. Go on your long walk.
Right.
You're going to get rid of it right now. The problem is the education back to that. People eat carbs and then go sedentary.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Right.
So that's definitely something people need to get away from. And I think the information's getting out there. More and more people are starting to find out that, what they're probably eating is mostly carbohydrates, probably mostly starchy carbohydrates, and they can start to change that and put in some healthy fats and put in some protein and start to balance themselves out.
So that whole concept is...
We're actually going to use some brown sugar today.
Oh, okay.
Again, it's...
Brown sugar.
Balance.
Yes. We're not overdoing it. This whole thing isn't going in. But with the carrots, we're doing a...
That was a good one.
A smart... Oh, we're doing Karate Kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a little smart balance to sauté the carrots and a little brown sugar on top just to give them a nice little taste. But we're not overdoing it. It's just enough in there for flavor.
Hey, I worked out today. I can have a little bit.
And that's the thing. I already worked out today, and...
I didn't yet.
I'll
go straight to the gym after this.
100 burpees per time after that.
But even
and then you'll see my dinner again.
Even if I don't, I'm not working out again today, but my metabolism's already ramped up from working out.
Exactly.
So
You'll burn it off.
A little bit is if you're moving on a regular basis like we do, a little bit doesn't hurt.
Of course.
And it'll give me a little energy for tonight. I got my daughter with me tonight. I need a little playtime energy. It gives you that. And you wouldn't think, my daughter comes home. Well, I'm going to run around the house with my daughter.
Right.
And I'm going to play, and we're probably going to go up and down the stairs a few times. And things like that burn energy.
Yeah, well, just have an active lifestyle.
Yes.
And you got to be the guy that can do that and have the energy for that. You don't want to be the guy that's, I'm staying on the couch because you might not even want to be that person, but just because you had a huge dinner and you destroyed some lasagna and you had cashed out with some dessert after, you're stuck on the couch, you're floored, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right. I've been there. I've been that guy.
I've been that guy.
And then I've been that guy, and then go, may as well grab a beer.
I've already done this, but why not?
Put icing on the cake,
Yeah, exactly.
Man, that's great. What should we do with the chicken? Are we going to get the chicken going?
Yes, we're going to get the chicken going.
Where is that? I've been waiting for that.
Let's get the chicken out. What we're going to do, there's really nothing to do
I'm not about the raw diet yet.
I'd like you to see le chicken.
Those are some nice breasts.
That's French for chicken.
Is it?
I don't think it is.
No spell check on the show.
You'll find I'll make a lot of things up when it comes to different...
everything?
Different languages. No, not everything. Not everything. I don't make things up when it comes to drinking wine, though. That is something we should all take very seriously.
It's a good glass.
It is, yeah.
It's a fit show glass, too, which is wonderful. We're going to start selling them. What we're going to do with the chicken breast today, honestly, we're going to salt and pepper them right now. And then they're simply going to go on a pan. And they're going to get pan-seared. And then the cheese, which I'll bring in. And actually, you guys...
Oh, no. Oh, no.
He's so excited about it.
As you
know, tomato cutter.
As you know, I brand everything. We brand everything. We cut a lot of cherry tomatoes on the show. It's one of the things that I love is cherry tomatoes in a lot of different dishes. Cutting cherry tomatoes can be laborious, and it can take a lot of time. So to cut that down, we have the fish
answer to all your problems.
The fish show. Cherry tomato slicer. It takes a cherry tomato.
And does it, wait, let me guess. Does it slice it?
It does.
Not just once.
But it slices it.
Not once, but twice.
Fell swoop. you get 4 quarters. Boom. Is that camera on? Are we looking at that right now? Boom. Done. Instead of having to cut and cut and cut and cut. So it still is a little messy. There's no way around being a little messy with tomatoes.
Hold on. I just want to...
Don't do
Let's
it.
do a timing test. I'm done.
Oh. All right, you win.
So,
But mine are prettier.
you do have some very pretty tomatoes. So let's get those.
All right, that's
I'm
all
going to
you.
salt and pepper the chicken, and I'm going to check on the
One in
carrots.
the chamber.
They're looking fantastic.
It does. It feels like
So
I'm
I'm going
working
to
with
do
a
the
little
carrots in
gun.
a couple of batches, just so that they tell out. The cauliflower is just about done.
Put it in the wrong way.
What did I just miss? Did you butch it all up? Look at that.
Nope, that's the way it's supposed to look.
Gotta put a little muscle in there.
Grip strength.
I think you got to get it off the cutting board when you do it. Like,
That would make sense.
You know,
oh
this
man.
might be a fail. Our tomato cutter might be a fail. Let's see how he does off the cutting board.
I'm
Oh!
redeeming myself.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, you can't have it on the cutting board because then it doesn't let the tomato escape.
You know what? I wish that we had like.
See?
I wish we had like a little clip in there. You know, that you could just like pop them in and be like.
I'm going to move that off.
If you could like load a clip at the top of cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right?
Please
Yeah.
switch your second. I'm
Rapid
going to grab
fire.
another pan.
John, I think we need a semi-automatic cherry slicer. Now that would be impressive.
Can I just lay all the tomatoes down?
Yeah, right. Now we have salsa.
I was waiting for some salsa.
Now we have some salsa.
Excellent. What can I do? I feel like I need to move my hands.
You know what you can do, Jeff? You can do right now.
I don't know.
Give those. Why don't you salt and pepper those chicken?
No, you can.
Oh yeah, I'll cut these guys. This is going to be for our smashed cauliflower, right?
Yep.
Which I'm excited. I've never tried.
And I just
before.
did a drizzle of oil from our Fitcho oil dispenser. Yes, we're cheesy here on the show. Oh, that's funny because we're making a cheesy plate today.
I'm not going to cut all these because that seems like an awful lot of chives.
No, that's probably funny.
Yeah, I think that's. But look, just look at
One
it.
of those things where you just go with a
Start
gut
moving
feeling.
quicker. We're gonna
Yeah,
go over
right?
time today.
Definitely.
All right, I'm gonna salt and pepper these.
So, what are some of your goals for the future?
It's a lofty question.
I know, right?
At 20?
That's it.
When you
22. You got a lot of time, a lot
How
of
old
good
are you now
things.
again? Was it 23?
I'll be 23 in a week. Yes.
Where do you see yourself in 18 minutes?
Eating, hopefully sitting down and eating some chicken cutlets. What time is it?
Yeah, just about. No, but as far as like you just bought a gym. That's a huge accomplishment. You
Right.
know.
Yeah.
And so what's the next step? Where are you headed next?
I'd like to just maximize my impact there,
Right.
wherever that takes me,
Yeah. Awesome.
and then continue to just do what I do. I like to capitalize on an opportunity when I have it and just
Right.
kind of build upon it. And I'm a big believer that if I just follow the trail, that trail is going to lead me to the next trail, or that trail is going to get bigger. Or
Yeah.
But you got to follow the trail.
Absolutely.
Yes, you do.
So that's
love
kind of where I'm at right now, and I'm definitely at the beginning of a new trail. So
Right.
to speculate in the future right now, it seems, I guess it's probably a good thing for me to do soon, right? Just start thinking about where that trail is going. But yeah, I'd like to, hopefully it springs into other opportunities that can
Right.
continue to impact people's fitness.
Right.
I've actually worked on developing an app.
Oh.
So who knows where that might go, but just
Awesome.
continuing to do things fitness related, but build kind of my credentials and my expertise
Right. No, that's great.
in the industry.
It's for all the planning in the world. I'm the type of person who I very much go with the flow. Sometimes to the point where it's not a good thing.
Too much flow?
Yeah, too much flow. But that's always kind of. I think that's a great philosophy, somewhere in between. Where you're always reassessing where you're at and looking for the next thing. And I think that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes people plan too much.
I don't like to be one of those people who gets too hung up on a plan, and then you're so focused on your plan that you're ignoring everything else that's going on.
Right.
Or you don't see another opportunity that comes up.
Right.
My plan at least is always very soft. It's not
Right.
rigid.
Right.
It can be manipulated.
Yep.
I was supposed to work tonight, but I was like, hey, the Fit Show, I can
make it happen.
Go get dinner, and I made it happen.
Yeah,
you know,
awesome.
Because my plans aren't too rigid.
Never mind educating people. I'm gonna go get dinner.
Yeah. But that's I feel like that's kind of a good way to look at your fitness too. You know, not just life in general, but always like
that
reassess.
happens. I'm constantly, actually, probably a victim of that. Of where probably that's the only place where my plan can get rigid is my training.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Wednesday night, this workout was supposed to happen, and I'm not feeling it, and instead of maybe taking a rest day that day, or going and dropping in and doing a yoga class, or something along those lines.
Which I'm getting back into this week.
I try to force a workout. Yeah, yoga is great.
Yoga is something I think a lot of people underestimate. Oh, it's yoga. It's not really hard.
I participate in some form of it at least once a week, usually more than once a week. I do a lot of like passive yin yoga, where it's just a lot of long hold stretches and longer poses and a lot of breathing, breath work.
I love yoga. I used to actually be pretty into it, and my thing was hand balances. Back when I was. Oh no, it's broken.
What happened?
Nothing.
Did we break it?
It's back. It's brought it back to life. I used to love hand balances, and I thought because it's meditative, but also it's a great workout. You know,
keeps you young.
Yeah, it keeps you young. And then I stopped, and now I'm an old man. So no, I'm gonna. That's one of my, I guess, goals. You know, is to get back in and do some of the hand balances that I used to be able to do.
I guess we're gonna have to do an episode from a yoga class.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
We're planning on it. I'm already working on that. One of the upcoming shows will be from a yoga class.
Awesome.
Let me sway over here for a minute. We actually have a whole bunch of. I'm excited for some of our weekly workouts that are coming up because we are going to be doing lots of different stuff. We're trying to, we could do 100 CrossFit gyms, but that's not kind of beneficial to anybody. So we're going to try to do lots of different things.
Right.
So we're definitely hitting some yoga studios. We've been talking to some other kind of unique gyms. I personally think it would be hilarious to see me and John do like the pole workout, a pole dancing workout, right? I think that would be great.
Which camera's on right now? Which camera do we have right now? Give me this camera. We are going to do a pole workout. There is no question. Right. I want to see him on a pole.
Do you though? You did a great job with those tomatoes. Look at those.
It wasn't me. It was actually this fine piece of equipment.
See? The man recognizes greatness.
Before, you wouldn't have seen this, but now.
Now, look at that.
All right, well, now I need those tomatoes, so that's perfect.
All you.
Watch the knife. Don't let me cut you.
So,
cut you.
We John, what are you doing over there on the stove? You're cooking.
I am cooking up a storm.
He's got cauliflower boiling. He's sautéing the carrots.
You guys are about to mash some cauliflower. Is what's about to happen.
Oh yeah. Can that be like a workout? We're gonna punch it into smithereens.
You're going to viciously beat the cauliflower.
Good way to relieve stress.
Yeah. You could take it to the gym and get one of those sledgehammers, right? You could probably mash it pretty quick.
Might break it. Might not be the most sanitary cauliflower.
All right. That's probably true. Oh boy, it looks good. Smells good.
It tastes good.
That's one thing that we need to work on. I think here on the show is getting some smell-o-vision going. Right?
Smell-o-vision,
right?
Smell-o-vision would be great.
I think because you guys at home miss out on all the wonderful smells.
So starting to describe the aromas more.
Right. Or even maybe somehow when I first piping them right out.
When I first walked into the show, I was actually hit in the back by a whiff of garlic.
It's because we have about
an Italian
a pound and a half of garlic over there.
But welcome to an Italian household. Now
I'm starting to enjoy that. You can smell the chicken starting to grill up.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit of carrots too.
I was gonna say those carrots are like.
It almost smells like Thanksgiving again, slightly. Yeah, slightly. It's good.
We're actually not very far from being done, gentlemen. We're gonna be eating in about 10 minutes.
Excellent.
Now here's the thing too. I want to bring up is wine. Now I want to bring up that somebody said to me, "Oh, it's so difficult to cook on a budget."
On a budget.
And one of the things we strive for here is to cook on a budget, just to prove that we can, to prove that you guys can. So last week you saw the meal we made last week. It was those big, thick steaks, and it was
phenomenal.
green beans, and it was roasted potatoes, and it was awesome, and it was $5.25 a plate. We made 6 plates, and the total cost per plate was $5.25.
Can't beat that.
And we make 6 plates because we got to feed everybody. I can't have everybody here and not feed them. Plus, it's an Italian thing. My grandma, you didn't walk in the house without getting fed. So if you walk in the house, we're feeding you. But the point is, today's meal is probably about the same. It's chicken breast, it's carrots, it's some tomatoes, it's chives, it's a little bit of cheese. The cheese is $3. Oh, this is $8. Yeah, but when you break it down per plate,
right,
we're only getting about $5 or $6 per plate. Oh, going to McDonald's is easier. Maybe, but it's not costing you any less. Because this is probably less than a Big Mac meal to eat, and it's far healthier.
I think that a lot of people, and I know this from the past when I did eat healthy, like extremely healthy, I would buy groceries. Granted, it was just for me, but I could buy groceries for like $60 for the whole week, and it's because I was eating so many just fresh vegetables and that kind of thing, and those things are not expensive.
Right.
The thing where it starts to cost people money is if you buy the health food section stuff, the reduced fat the things that are pre-made, which really, when we're talking about nutrition, we've already said that you want to eat the things that are coming from the ground. You want to eat natural foods.
Right.
And so, yeah, you know what? It is expensive if you start buying the stuff that's made beforehand. You start eating a lean cuisine meal every night or something, like those things, they're not really that good for you.
Yeah, if you can plan ahead, and when I go shopping, I always start on the outer edge, right?
Periphery. Right. I said it the other day, I said it to somebody today, shop the periphery.
Right, yep. Exactly. You start on the outer edge, and I always, when I hit the produce department, it's like I try to spend as much money as I can there because that's where I'm getting the most bang for my buck.
Yep.
A woman said to me today, well, my family doesn't like salads. I'm like, there's more than just salads in that section.
Of course.
Right.
Sweet potatoes. I mean, you can get 5 pounds of sweet potatoes for $6.
Right.
It's really affordable.
Yeah, and when I was doing that and I was feeding myself for a week on $60, it was pretty much just around the edge there. I mean, it was, think about what's around the edge of the supermarket, you go in and usually in most supermarkets you got a produce section, you have your fresh meat section, you have like your eggs and all those types of things in the back. Mm-hmm. And everything in the middle of the store is your box cereals and chips and soda and pre-made stuff and
things you don't want.
Right. So that's a really good tip for people that are trying to shop healthy and save some money. Stick around the outside of the store.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Frozen section too. There's some good stuff in the frozen section.
I buy a lot. If you're not going to buy fresh vegetables or you're not going to cook them that week, I buy a lot of frozen vegetables. Yep. It's always a little bit cheaper, and actually it's usually almost better for you because they usually don't spray them because they can package them right up and freeze them, so they don't need to be preserved as poorly.
And even like for smoothies. So I buy frozen
fruit, and you can throw it in
so that I don't have to add something. I don't have to add ice to my smoothie and water it down. But frozen fruit already brings all the cold I need to my smoothie.
Perfect.
So it's one less piece to take away. Because I think if you add ice to your smoothie, you're watering down.
Except lose a little flavor.
Well, you lose a little flavor. You lose a little nutrients too, because the water in there is going to suck out some of the nutrients.
You definitely don't want water. Don't drink water.
Not that, you silly boy. We're done with our little Fit Show chopper. I'm putting it in the sink so nobody else breaks it.
I love the Fit Show chopper.
No, kidding.
Whoa, oh jeez.
You're an all-star. I didn't break that.
So I think that shopping tips is a big part of this. That's something that there's so many different aspects that we can hit.
I mean, there's everything. Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about the processed foods and everything. I think maybe a lot of people don't realize what is a processed food and stuff. So maybe what is your philosophy on stuff that comes out of the ground? I know it sounds simple, but
I just try to think of food and whatever is in front of me, I want it to be the least steps from where it came from to me.
Right.
So the more steps there are in between, the more and more chances of it being a highly processed food or something that didn't come straight from the ground, etc. So probably thinking of more processed but still okay to eat is something like oats, where they probably are processed a little more. They have to break down the fibers and they have to, shred them into little oats and make sure they have like the little coating on them, and then they package it into the stuff. So that's something where it's probably more processed, but it's still way less processed than something like
raviolis.
Fruit Loops, raviolis.
Yeah, right.
You know, where it's going through probably one mill, then getting shipped to a whole nother mill. So
adding chemicals to it that you
every
can't
step,
pronounce.
and it's also getting exposed to other, you know, maybe foods that you might have an allergy to. Right. So a lot of people that have like a soy allergy, they have to look at every package to make sure this hasn't been processed in a soy facility. Has been, all right, throw it away, on to the next.
Right.
So they're someone who's probably going to have less processed foods.
Right.
You know, non-processed foods are things like obviously fresh vegetables, sweet potatoes, even white potatoes. I mean, I'm not a hater of white potatoes. You can have them, just a little more moderation.
Right.
Fruits, meat, lean cuts of meat, fish. Those are always good ones. Some types of dairy, I mean, they are more heavily processed. Right. But like Greek yogurt, stuff that through the processing part, it is actually coming out probably healthier than other dairy. Right.
Since I'm about to put them on, what's your take on cheese?
Cheese. Some people are really sensitive to it. They can't have it. If you can tolerate cheese, and you got to do that by an elimination style diet. If you can tolerate it, then it's fine in moderation.
Right.
Yeah. I have no problem with that, but it's
so moderation would be like if I put a quarter pound of American cheese on my sandwich with white bread, and that's good, right?
We're starting to get a little bit out of the moderation zone there. But yeah, I mean, you can have some cheese with your meal, but I wouldn't have cheese with every single meal of every day. Right. Or even probably cheese once with a meal per day.
Don't be buying it in a brick.
Right.
Don't be buying a brick of cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
Go to the counter and get an American cheese, or today we're using a tri-blend and a mozzarella. Again, not every day, and that's I think what people. Today's a now society. Today's a society where everybody wants it right now. So nobody thinks of that. I gotta have it all now. I'm gonna eat it all now. I'm gonna just right now. You can have pretty much anything you want as long as you don't eat it every single day.
Right.
If you're moving, though, you've got to be moving. You've got to, and I'm not saying training for a triathlon or training for a 26-mile marathon, but go to the gym a couple of days a week. If you're moving, if your body and your metabolism are mobile and they're productive, then eating something once a week or once every couple of weeks is not going to affect you. That's what I said Thanksgiving. If you're somebody who's working out, Thanksgiving shouldn't matter to you because one meal is not going to change.
It's not going to set back everything.
No.
And one thing I like to do is I don't usually think of my diet just as in I don't look at a day at a time, especially when I was doing intermittent fasting. Right. But you want to look at your diet as maybe a 72-hour span or a whole week at a time. Well, if you had ice cream 5 times in a week, that sounds a lot worse than having ice cream once per day. Right. So a lot of people are like, oh, I just only had ice cream once today. But they look at their week, and we had ice cream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Sunday night.
Something super eye-opening for me that my first time losing weight, which, hopefully this is my last time losing weight.
So what I'm going to do right now, by the way, I'm going to put the cheese, we're getting cheesy, and then we're serving. So we're going to eat in the next couple of minutes.
I did a 7-day diet journal, and at the time, I thought that I was eating pretty healthy. I had already made a bunch of changes, lost a ton of weight, and I thought that I was doing pretty well. And my friend and mentor told me to just write down everything that I ate for 7 days. And it was really interesting to go back and look at it and what I thought was a healthy diet. And I was like, wow, look how much salt I'm taking in with and look at this. And that was one thing that I was like, whoa, everything on here is really salty,
Yeah.
And so it can be definitely eye-opening and a good kind of practice to be like you said, you don't think about it. Ice cream once a day sounds a lot nicer than I had 5 bowls of ice cream this week.
Exactly. So, but on the converse as well, I mean, if you look at it, and I ate really healthy.
Yeah. Favorite sneaker.
5 days this week.
Jeff,
and
you're the big guy here.
2 days this week, I had a few slip-ups on a couple meals.
Right.
Well, that's a lot better than I had an allowance every single day.
Right.
Now, here's where the rest of this garlic is going.
Finally.
Oh, whoa. That's a lot of
garlic. We're making some garlic, man.
I'm not going to mix it. Somebody's going to get that one bite. So definitely diet journal can be kind of open your eyes to what the reality of your eating style is.
Of course, yeah.
As opposed to the way that you maybe think that you're eating.
Think you're doing, yes.
So I would definitely recommend to anybody, whether you're brand new like me, or someone that's been working out for a while like John, or someone like Nick who is a professional health and fitness guy. Do it. Just write it down. It can't hurt. Write it down. See where.
There's a great app actually, MyFitnessPal.
Oh,
free
I use it every day.
Free in the App Store, right?
Okay.
Download that, and it will tell you. You can scan barcodes even.
Really?
So I mean, it makes it really simple to track your diet, and at that point, it's almost mindless.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
You get in that habit, and you can
All right. Now,
look
to make
at
this a little thicker, by the way, organic.
Okay.
Just gonna, so that we get a little bit of, so it's not just mushy. We'll get a little bit of.
Gotta have a little fun, right?
But again, it's organic milk. It's not bad for you, especially in the amount they just put in there. That's, again, it goes back to that every single time. It's portion control. In a world of overeating, portion control.
This is looking pretty good. I've never had mashed cauliflower before.
Really?
No, but you know what? I'm excited. I'm gonna eat it.
I'm a big fan of substituting cauliflower in meals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I've seen a lot of people use cauliflower and black beans as well for a lot of different things.
I like cauliflower pizza.
Yeah.
Good substitute.
Is it the crust is pizza? I mean, the
crust is cauliflower.
Everything
Exactly.
you do in there, Jeff.
Oh, I thought we were gonna garnish with those.
No, we're gonna mix it right through.
Oh, okay.
All right, mix that up.
All right.
Mix that up, and then if you would,
Look at me. I'm learning. I'm using words like garnish. I'm fancy.
fancy at. Oh, we can't say it on the show. Well, we could.
Look.
It is internet. All right, and when you're done, put a nice scoop right there.
Nice scoop. These carrots look awesome.
It was the peeler. It all starts with the source.
That was good peeling by Jeff.
Nice peeling. We've got. Oh yeah. Is my presentation getting better too? This is, working on it. Always trying to take the next step, get better.
I think it's actually
Yeah.
very well. You got 1, 2, 3
Right.
spots. It's
Three. Nice little.
No, the
piles.
first week Jeff's presentation was here.
like a Thanksgiving plate.
Yep.
We've been working a bit on making sure that everything looks pretty. Right.
All right. Beautiful. Would you look at that?
Excellent.
I dig. Are we?
I believe that one's yours.
We're like out of time already.
We are.
So
This week we have Tuesday. We have something new for you. We have a gear review. I'm going to be comparing two different sport Bluetooth headphones. That they're Bluetooth and they're awesome for the gym. And I'm going to compare them so you guys see which ones are which. Wednesday we have the nutrition show, and this week we have Mike Dolia from Strawberry Nutrition on. So that's 2 p.m. on a Wednesday live on the Facebook page. Thursday we've got the Thursday workout of the week from Hero Training Center. I always say it wrong. And that's going to be with Ryan White. Next Monday, our guest will be Manny Cherry, and he is the director, the fitness program director for the Old Colony YMCA in Bridgewater, East Bridgewater, Massachusetts. So he'll be here with us next week to talk about everything Y related, which I think is going to be cool because I think a lot of people have misconceptions of what the YMCA is about these days. Again, thank you to everybody.
YMCA.
One more.
YMCA.
Deal with it. What do we got going on here? Somebody else always wanted to learn CrossFit. So you got to just step in, get out of your comfort zone.
Get out there and try it.
Make the call.
And thank you to Nantucket Vineyard once again for being our sponsor and giving us this yummy wine. And it's time to eat.
And thank you to Nick.
Yes.
Right.
Thank
And
you guys for
especially
having
if you are going to be getting into CrossFit South Shore in Hanover.
Yes.
Thank you for coming by, man.
Make
Thank
sure
you
you
guys.
guys. Now, where can they find you on the web?
You find us at CrossFit South Shore on Facebook, CrossFitSouthShore.com, and CrossFit_South Shore on Instagram.
Okay, perfect. There you go. Find him on all the social media. Check him out. The workout was great. You can go back to our archives and watch the workout we did with Nick a couple of weeks ago. It was awesome.
It was a good time.
And people, thank you so much for coming back this week to the Fit Show. My name is John Taglieri.
I'm Jeff Rosen.
Mr. Nick Sarruda.
Nick Sarruda.
See you guys next week. Peace. Tony!